Welcome back. Today video. What you're about to hear is not just another celebrity scandal. This is a moment that could completely rewrite everything we thought we knew about Sean, Diddy Combs, Justin Bieber, and the inner machinery of Hollywood power. A federal courtroom, a superseding indictment, and footage so explosive it reportedly left Diddy visibly shaken. No leaks, no rumors. This is prosecutors putting their cards on the table. And once you understand who appears in that evidence and why it matters, you'll see why this case is no longer just about one man. It's about an entire system.
We are going to get started with something that Diddy and his lawyers knew was coming down the pike eventually, and now it has happened. A new indictment, it's called a superseding indictment. It really replaces the original one that the federal prosecutors had filed against him. And the big headline here is that now they are saying there are two more victims.
Sean Diddy Combs reportedly underwent treatment in a hospital as he continues to await trial on sex trafficking charges. According to Page 6, the 55-year-old was transported from Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the federal prison where he was sent following his September arrest, late January 30th to undergo an MRI and was then soon returned to police custody later that night.
This is the moment the image finally cracks. Diddy didn't build his empire on fear. He built it on confidence, access, and the belief that he was untouchable. That's why this indictment hits different. Two new victims changes the math entirely. This isn't a one-off allegation anymore. It's a pattern. And when someone who spent decades controlling rooms suddenly looks genuinely afraid, that's not coincidence. That's power shifting. The question now isn't whether the case is serious. It's how deep this web really goes.
In the meantime, let's talk about the fact that Combs' co-defendant in a civil case, a case, by the way, that accuses him and this co-defendant, another A-lister, of rape. This guy is once again slamming the attorney behind the case, insisting that he be sanctioned for allegedly not doing his job. We're talking, of course, about Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, once again calling out attorney Tony Busby, calling out his character, more specifically into question, claiming that the Texas attorney's filings have, quote, substantial inaccuracies and that there was a failure to properly investigate before filing. Now, we've talked about this before, but basically, a civil lawsuit was filed against Sean Combs on behalf of a Jane Doe who says that she was raped by Combs and another celebrity at a home after the Video Music Awards in 2000. She says she was just 13 years old when this happened. And weeks after the initial filing, Busby submitted an amended complaint naming Jay-Z as the celebrity who allegedly participated in this assault.
And this is where things get uncomfortable for the industry. Because when names like Jay-Z enter the conversation, not as rumors, but inside sworn legal filings, silence becomes louder than denial. Pay attention to the language here: failure to investigate, substantial inaccuracies, character attacks. That's not a defense, that's damage control. Hollywood doesn't panic over baseless claims. It panics when discovery starts pulling threads no one wants exposed. Ask yourself, if this was nonsense, why is the response so aggressive?
Those claims. Anyways, I want to also just show you this montage. This is a montage that was shared by Evie Magazine. They do great work on their TikTok of Justin Bieber, again, just 15 years old, in Hollywood, surrounded by a bunch of adults. And you let me know if any of this registers to you as normal. Take a listen.
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Just lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Yeah, look at what a beautiful face. All right.
Watching this footage now feels different, and that's the point. A 15-year-old surrounded by powerful adults, blurred boundaries treated like jokes, discomfort played off as humor. None of this registers as normal when you remove the celebrity filter. The laughter, the comments, the lack of intervention. This isn't hindsight bias. This is context finally catching up. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The question isn't whether it looks inappropriate. The question is why so many people let it happen.
Justin Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy.
So young Justin Bieber, who was signed by Usher, involved with Scooter Braun, now all of a sudden he's being put in the hands of Diddy, who, it is true, he became the legal guardian for Usher. You can look up all of the allegations of what Diddy did to Usher. A lot of this coming out via multiple lawsuits that essentially, if we were to put it in a nice context, or at least use a euphemism for something that's really disgusting, the allegations are essentially that Diddy very much initiated Usher into Hollywood. And as we are going through these lawsuits and Diddy is in prison, we are recognizing that everybody knew. This was an open secret about what Diddy was doing. So it just begs the question, who allowed Justin Bieber to be in the presence of this man, knowing what he was up to, allegedly up to? That seems to be very clear, that there is some veracity to those claims.
That 48 hours clip might be one of the most chilling pieces of resurfaced footage in this entire story. Not because of what's explicitly said, but because of what's treated as casual. Legal guardianship, unsupervised access, bragging disguised as mentorship. When powerful men joke about secrecy, that's not humor, that's normalization. At the time, it was brushed off as eccentric celebrity behavior. Now, under federal scrutiny, it reads like foreshadowing. And prosecutors don't ignore foreshadowing.
Now, the defense wanted copies of these videos handed over to them. Not just the ability to view them at, like, the prosecution's office. They wanted copies of these videos for themselves. And I've talked to lawyers about this before. There's a big advantage to having the electronic video, the electronic evidence yourself, right? You don't have to always go over to the other office. You can view the materials on your own. It's a way to better prepare for your defense. And Sean Combs' lawyers argue that under the federal rules of criminal procedure, if the defendant asks for it, the government has to give a defendant the opportunity to inspect and to copy electronic data that is in the government's possession. Judge Subramanian denied the defense's motion to amend the protective order, but without prejudice, meaning this issue could be revisited. So Subramanian's order reads, quote, "While the government objects to handing the videos over, they provide several options for a defendant to consider that would permit the defense to view the videos, access the information they're looking for, and even allow them to manipulate the videos as they see fit."
Justin Bieber hasn't accused anyone publicly, but silence can still testify. The unfollows, the severed business ties, the quiet realignment of his personal life. These aren't random social media moves, they're boundaries. And when someone cuts off every figure who once controlled their career, that's not coincidence. That's survival. Bieber doesn't need to explain himself for people to notice the pattern. His actions tell a story, one about reclaiming agency long after it was taken.
Justin Bieber's got more on his mind than Diddy's arrest. A source telling ET the new dad's energy is going towards wife Haley and son Jack. And he's not focused on what is going on with Diddy or the allegations against him.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
The insider info coming after footage of Diddy and Justin resurfaced on social media. Videos show the disgraced media mogul alongside teenage Justin, with online sleuths speculating if, at the time, he subjected the pop star to his alleged freak off.
Okay. Justin was signed when he was just 13 years old. And I should mention he was signed by Usher to a label that was owned jointly by both Scooter Braun and Usher. And he was considered Usher's protege. He has been described Usher as his mentor. Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to unfollow Usher, okay, his original mentor. So this is a very big story. And the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is.
On Saturday, January 4th, fans noticed that Justin and controversial manager Scooter Braun stopped following each other. It was then confirmed that Justin blocked Scooter because Justin's name was removed from any tagged photos, and Scooter's likes on Justin's photos were gone along with the tags. Mind you, Scooter had just liked Justin's photo a week before this. Justin wasn't the only one who blocked Scooter. Hailey wanted in on the fun too, and fans noticed she also blocked Scooter.
He did an interview back in 2020 with Zane Lowe. I think this was on Apple Music. And he was speaking about another young artist that was coming up, Billie Eilish. And Eilish. And he was basically speaking about how he wanted to protect her because she was now another young person, a rising artist in the industry. And sort of out of nowhere, he became quite overcome with emotion. Take a listen.
Did you feel protective of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and
I'm not even kidding. Watching that clip makes me emotional because he is saying so much without really saying anything. Protect Billie Eilish from what? From who? What is he so concerned about when he sees this young person in the industry? What exactly did he go through? Well,
disgraced movie mogul Sean Diddy Combs has been slammed with another lawsuit. An unnamed person has accused the music mogul of drugging and assaulting him. As per a lawsuit which was filed in New York, the incident allegedly took place in 2015. Prosecutors and the lawyer representing the alleged victims in the case have been behind a substantial number of suits brought against Combs over the past year, including one that named Jay-Z as an additional defendant. The new lawsuit says that in 2015, the unnamed male person had approached Combs with the aspirations of becoming a rapper and singer. The 23-year-old was scheduled to open for a popular music artist at a series of Los Angeles nightclubs. Now, prior to his performance, he was informed that Combs would be in attendance, and should the performance go well, Combs would consider signing him to Bad Boy Records. The lawsuit further stated that later that night he attended an after party where there were other well-known entertainers who were taking in drugs. Now, one of Combs' associates handed him a drink which he later realized was drugged. The unnamed person has further claimed that during his unconscious state, Diddy Combs had engaged in unconsented sexual activities. Meanwhile, in a statement provided to media, Combs' attorneys say, and I'm quoting here, "As we've said before, Mr. Combs cannot respond to every new publicity stunt, even in response to claims that are facially ridiculous."
This is no longer about allegations floating in the media. This is prosecutors describing a criminal enterprise. Language like coercion, control, compliance, and concealment doesn't appear unless evidence backs it up. When former insiders start talking, when assistants describe logistics instead of rumors, the facade collapses. This isn't a fall from grace, it's exposure. And once federal cases reach this stage, they don't shrink, they expand. More witnesses, more corroboration, more names.
So, according to the complaint, Jane Doe says that, again, when she was 13 years old in 2000, when her and a friend drove to Radio City Music Hall in New York City, where the Video Music Awards, the VMAs, were being held, she says she didn't have a ticket. So what does? She mills about outside, And that's when she says that one of Sean Combs' limo drivers told her to come back later and he would take her to an after party. She claims that she was given a drink at this after party, which she now believes was drugged. She claims she started feeling woozy, went to find somewhere to lay down, and that is when she says she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Combs.
This morning, new details allegedly inside Diddy's world before his shocking arrest. The entertainment mogul now behind bars for federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges.
It was a circus. He did whatever he wanted. And we were just at his disposal.
Phil Pines was Diddy's senior executive assistant from 2019 to 2021. He says his then boss asked him to purchase supplies for parties dubbed Wild King Nights.
We usually had a laundry list of items that included lights, alcohol, marijuana, ketamine, Molly. Those requests started to become more frequent.
Pines claims many of these parties involved younger women.
A lot of times you'd have him with a younger female. There's a power dynamic there. A more impressionable girl is easier to reel in. Consent is between the people that are engaging, and I wasn't there in these situations to understand the consent.
The new interview, part of Investigation Discovery's docuseries, The Fall of Diddy.
My job is to shield his private life from the public.
Pines even sharing audio he says is of Diddy telling Pines to bring him various substances during those Wild King nights.
Phil, I need some Cialis. Can you give me 20 Xanax, please? Hey, Phil, I need a plan B.
I remember hearing the words, "Prove your loyalty to me, King." He grabbed me by the shoulders, pushed me to a girl that was on the couch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have kids. I don't even post. And then, the Twitter trolls will be, we're her kids. Well, I'm protecting them. And this is sad. I mean, this is sad. And this one with Bieber.
This is the Bieber one? Yeah.
Where are the parents?
Yeah. And which parent would say, you know what? We don't know you. We know that you're a celebrity. Go and hang out with this guy for weeks on end by yourself. And at what time, at what era is this cool?
In the most critical years, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. How is this, Alina? They both turn. How is this normal? They both turn into superstars. Yeah, that's the sacrifice you make. Yeah, that's the sacrifice. But one of them had to go to church and he freaking lost his mind.
Breaking news now. Prosecutors have detailed new allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. And among these new charges, prosecutors say Combs led a criminal organization that they call the Combs Enterprise. Members are accused of trafficking and traveling across state lines to engage in prostitution, arson, robbery, and obstruction of justice. Combs is being held at a federal jail in Brooklyn as of late, and he's already pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation in prostitution.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here at Hillsong Conference 2017, having the best time. And how you guys doing? Are you guys enjoying conference? Carl, shout out Virgil. Shout out.
Yeah, it was very good talk.
Very good. So
we've had, you know what? We had the best. Had a couple cool moments. Went to Young and Free.
I think it's always really. So
shout out to Lorenzo.
So theme.
And so my response is, I want to come closer to Him. I want to live a life that's closer to God than ever before.
Absolutely, Justin. Samesies.
Samesies.
Carl.
I want to get close like that wisp is to Justin. I want to get better.
I just want to love Carl more.
You're doing a good job of that.
So, yeah, Carl's preaching next year, which we're all going to be. But why do you think it's important?
And there's a return.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people investing in different things. We all chose to, let's go invest in this. And our return has been supernatural.
Yeah.
Stuff you can't.
Yeah.
And what the return is. If you don't like that, I would say maybe have a look at investing. It doesn't have to be this per se, but something that builds your soul. For us, it happens
so much. I miss you, and I want you to come to Hillsong Conference next year with me.
Yes. Sonny Slaughter, let's talk about that. When we think about famous celebrities who are shaking in their boots this morning, I would imagine these investigators are going to want to talk to a lot of people, that a lot of interviews may still need to be done. Would you speak to that, please, Sonny, the investigation aspect of this and what more needs to be done to gather all the information about what Diddy allegedly did?
Good morning, Julie and my esteemed colleagues. So what I can tell you is that there has already been a lot of conversation with some of the celebrities that have been identified as victims, and another term that I use is victim perpetrators. So although some of these individuals may have been victims, they may have also been perpetrators that participated in the forced fraud and coercion of others. So those investigations, those conversations have already started, and everyone, as I have stated before, needs to obtain legal counsel.
We really didn't have very much say so. I would say that.
Huh.
As far as songs, as far as
first album.
That first album we were
The songs was picked and everything before we even came into the situation. And it was a great album. So hey, this is nothing we against it. It was a really great album, but at the same time, our creative portion of that wasn't in hand. We did a lot of the second. We had a lot to do with the second album and moving forward. You know what I mean? So.
Well, Brian, you said in terms of working with Diddy, you said when Diddy would walk in the room, there's an aura about him that scares you. It's interesting these days.
Speak on it, man.
Speak about that
aura
that
scares you.
It wasn't like scared. I was scared. No. I was just like, no. It wasn't that it was scary, and I might have used the wrong words. It was just like, okay, I gotta prepare for whatever Diddy I'm about to receive today. I gotta prepare for that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause sometimes they'd be like, "Yo, what up, Playboy?" And sometimes they'd be like,
"Don't try, motherfucker, dude."
Yeah, don't try, motherfucker, dude. You know, I'm just like,
Has your mom given you the sex talk yet? I mean, I really don't want to have that conversation with my mother. Yeah. I've kind of had it with my father. You want to hear? Oh, really? See, my parents never gave me the sex talk. Okay.
That last one is really just the sickest, asking a young teenage boy whether or not he's had the sex talk. He's doing a media hit on a radio, and she's asking him as one of the questions, have you had the sex talk? This is Hollywood for you guys. This is what I've been speaking to you about, and it has just become so unbelievably clear that it is dark and it is demonic.
According to federal prosecutors, Diddy's associates and members of the so-called Combs enterprise are the ones who helped arrange for these illegal freak-offs. The indictment goes on to say members and associates of the Combs enterprise enabled Combs's control over victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to the victims, advancing or suppressing the victims' career opportunities, and acquiring the controlled substances Combs used to keep the victims compliant. It also alleges these associates knew of Diddy's physical brutality to these survivors and would help Diddy conceal this by hiding these victims in hotel rooms waiting for their injuries to heal. At times, these associates allegedly tracked down any victims attempting to leave Diddy and then forced them to stay. Federal prosecutors allege these associates showed a willingness to conceal crimes and are guilty of a laundry list of crimes, including preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power of the Combs enterprise, including the power of its leader, Combs, through violence, use of firearms, threats of violence, coercion, and verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse.
50 Cent reveals why he believes celebrities are staying silent on the Diddy situation. While many celebrities have been outspoken against the alleged crimes of Diddy, there are also plenty of people who haven't spoken out at all. However, this could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe they just don't want to comment on it publicly, maybe they were never the type to engage in online discussion, or they have other personal reasons to stay away from the topic. Still, during a recent interview with Enthusiast Report, 50 Cent posited that many celebrities are silent because they participated in Sean Combs' alleged freak-off parties. As such, Fifth thinks that they could be complicit in these alleged crimes. He did it. No, he did it, 50 Cent expressed regarding Diddy. He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it, actually. But I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties. So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything, it's because they participated. I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal. Of course, we don't need to do a ton of research to see how long 50 Cent has criticized Diddy and how much he continues to bash him. Most recently, he joked about the bad boy mogul starting his own baby oil line on Instagram and briefly addressed his long-standing issues with Combs in another IG post. Meanwhile, this comes amid news that a Texas law firm will reportedly represent over 50 other alleged sexual assault victims of Diddy and his colleagues. This is a group of brave individuals that include both men and women, their statement partially read. Many were minors when the abuse occurred. Some of these brave individuals reported the incidents to the police, others did not. Each individual story is gut-wrenching and heartbreaking.
What we're witnessing isn't just the unraveling of one celebrity, it's the reckoning of an industry that protected power over people. Diddy's case forces uncomfortable questions about mentorship, silence, and who benefits when victims aren't heard. And for Justin Bieber, the world is finally asking whether his past struggles were symptoms, not scandals. If this breakdown shocked you, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more powerful celebrity drama, because this story is far from over.